Ladies and gentlemen, young people of all gender and ages, Taste and Decency proudly presents to you episode 2 of our newly reunited podcast. I am Aaron, aka IceColdKiller2K9, and I'm joined with Quinn, aka Juggalo Crazy Q, and today we're doing a podcast about Battleground 2014 and our prediction, and we will discuss what we think what will happen. And now over to Quinn.
What up, though? All right, now, very first match of the card to me, with what they're doing, I'd say is actually really good. And with it being these two great divas, Cameron and Naomi, both coming up from the very beginning, very low rung of the ladder. One being from NXT season 3 or 4 was, and
It
the other
was
being from
free.
Tough Enough on USA Network when they brought it back to then just end it. Both them great athletes, great entertaining divas, and then both being part of Total Divas and this continuing on to become eventual storyline on the show might be very entertaining in my opinion. So I see with their build up to having Naomi being this big heel, with her being this big like pop star she's trying to be, and just throwing away the trash in her opinion being of Cameron is actually very entertaining. I think it'll be a good match between the two of them.
Wasn't Naomi is that the one with the blonde hair, right?
Yeah, Naomi is the one with the blonde hair. That's
Isn't
Ariana.
she the one who said my favorite match is Melina and Alicia
Yes.
Fox, and Steve
Yep.
Austin was like, who?
Yes. Yes. That's what they want to make fun of. But that actually was a decent match. Actually, Melina and Alicia Fox. I saw it when after she mentioned it. I was like, that's actually a really good Divas match. I looked up. It was great. I fight
That
between
was
those
the
two.
time period when Alicia Fox basically beat everyone, and then Melina came back and just beat her and
Yes.
took the title. And
Yep.
then after that, wasn't it when Lay Cool beat her and then unified both titles?
Yep. To make the Divas title instead of the women's title. Melina was the last women's champion.
No, 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 no,
Technically Michelle McCool, but
no, no,
I'd
no, no,
say
no, no, no,
no.
no, Layla,
Layla was technically the last one
the
when she
last
was not a
woman's
traitor to
champion.
your country, like a
Well, yeah,
real one.
I don't even know if we can call her British because she betrayed us and she's like bailed for Miami, and it's like, fuck you, bitch.
Yes. All right,
So,
now,
what match next have you put
well,
down?
let's go down with our predictions of that match. Let's go with that match. I'd say that match will actually be a very good beginning to Battleground because it'll then really show like this idea that Battleground is for this big heat, it's for this big rivalries to really unfold and let out. And I think that Cameron will win over Naomi.
I don't care. I probably won't watch it because it's probably a pre-show match.
It probably will be a pre-show match, but it will be a good match between those two divas, and I'll be watching it just so I can be right again. Because at Eliminate at last pay-per-view, I was only wrong about 2 matches. Two. I've so far more. I've predicted more correct answers than my good buddy here, Ice Cold Killer 2K9. But I'm still gonna compete with him tonight. Well, Sunday night to see if
But
I'm right more than he will be. So next match, I say to start off the actual pay per view,
would be the
they will
tag
have.
match.
I would. Do you think they're gonna do the tag match again? 2 pay per views in a
Oh,
row.
come on, they had an awesome match last time, and I
They
know
did,
they
but
could
I
do it
say like
again.
what they would want to do is like really let off some steam, and I think just to maybe because then they could just have the idea that maybe they'll be open to it and be like
Dean and
maybe this
Seth.
could happen as Dean and Seth. So that way it could be the idea of maybe Seth will be safe and fresh at the main event to cash in.
Nah, nah, he won't. He
So it
won't.
might be Dean and Seth as the first match.
He won't
And so
cash in.
far, I've been digging their feud right now, Dean and Seth. They've been actually having a pretty good feud, with Dean continuing to just stop Seth every time he even tries to cash in
And cause havoc all over the
and
place.
just destroy everyone. Then Roman gets an upper hand,
You
comes
know
out of nowhere,
what?
and spears.
I noticed
What have you noticed?
last week Dean helped out in the main event, right?
Yes, he
And
did.
when Dean was getting attacked, Roman and Cena just watched basically him get curb stomped twice.
Yes. They just sat back, then Cena get speared.
I was thinking to myself, wasn't Dean in CZW?
Yes. He was in a lot of things. He was in Dragon Gate. He was in All Japan Pro Wrestling for a short time. If I recall
This
too.
guy, was he like a backyard wrestler or something? So
Yes,
it's
he was
like,
also in Backyard Wrestling too, D.
I was thinking that ain't gonna take Dean. Now you gotta do more than that.
Yes. Curb stomp is a big thing, though. I mean, especially with how high that friggin' set jumps sometimes to take it on Dean, because Dean like almost gets up on his full both his feet, and then Seth just jumps up and pulls him
The
down.
setup was so bad on Raw for it. I was like, you could tell he was just walking to get set up for it.
Yes, but it sometimes an obvious one is still entertaining, and I'd see that they're gonna have Dean win. I'd say Dean
Really?
will win over Seth, in my opinion.
Yeah, because when most people win Money in the Bank, they don't generally win all the time just to show.
Yes, that is more or less what will happen. Is Seth will lose to Dean.
But to make him look strong, we might tease a cash in, but then that will show Lesnar coming out to stop him.
We're jumping to the end of the night. We
Yeah,
don't
no.
do that yet. We know that's gonna happen, but we don't do that yet. Next match I'd say they're gonna do is Jack Swagger versus Rusev. Because I'm
Which,
sure that Dean and Seth match is going to be a very big, very long, hard match, and that they're going to need a match to kind of calm it down. And that'll be
no, no,
Jack
no, no,
Swagger.
that's not gonna calm it down because it's like America versus Russia.
Yeah,
Though, with the plane crash
yeah,
and some people pointing to Russia, I don't know about this match with. I think they might try and turn the heat down with the Russia thing.
yeah. They're going to have Rusev lose, sadly, I say, yeah.
But they've been building it good, especially when, when Rusev on Raw went for that big kick and Swagger just caught him in the Patriot lock.
Yeah, they were having great build up for it. Great idea, like really making that Rusev being this monster and Jack Swagger seem like he can always get this upper hand. And now they're sadly gonna have to end Rusev's big Russian monster thing because now it's becoming in America's eyes a bad thing.
Well, it could
Is that
be
plane
with
crash?
what's happened over the past few days.
Yeah, very big stuff is happening.
Now, I
Some people
see
probably don't even know what happened. I just go, why don't you inform the people that probably don't know what's happened?
a plane from the Netherlands flew over the Russian and is it Ukraine border?
It was our
Going
call
to
is Ukraine and Russian border, yes.
where the fighting was going on, and the plane was going towards Australia, New Zealand area, and
Yep.
it was. I don't know if it was bombed or if it crashed, but over 228 people died, and hundreds of them were children.
Yeah.
A few of them were from the UK, a lot of them were from the Netherlands. I
Yeah.
don't know if any were Americans because it was a European.
Yeah, it was
Well,
a
they,
European flight to Australia, so maybe not. Maybe a couple, but I don't think they would have died. They might have. It's a big thing happened there. And that's why they're going to be possibly toning down Rusev's Russia destruction gimmick.
and now on the lighter side, yeah, I see
The
Swagger
next
winning,
match, that
but the
yeah,
next
we both
match,
see
I
Swagger with.
see them doing the Intercontinental Championship Battle Royal.
Yes, I could see that as well. And with all these great names that I will list every single one of them off to you, great listeners. Alberto Del Rio, Big E Langston, Bo Dallas, Antonio Cesaro, Curtis Axel, Dago, Dolph Ziggler, Johnny Curtis, aka Fandango, Heath Slater, Kofi Kingston, Rob Van Dam, R Truth, Ryback, Sheamus, Sin Cara, The Great Khali, The Miz, Titus O'Neil, Zack Ryder, and it's morphing time, Xavier Woods.
Xavier Woods does that thing where I gotta get back to NXT. You know where we got that from?
Yes.
Way's World.
Yes. Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. I'd see because that they're seeming to want to push him because he keeps doing a lot of stuff like on WWE.com and on like the YouTube and on Inbox. I see and hope and want that Xavier Woods wins this battle royal, but he won't win, which I don't like that he won't win it,
I
but I
see
want him
him
to.
being one of the first people eliminated.
It's a sad thing that's gonna happen. They don't want to use him like they should. He's a great talented guy, but he's a TNA guy first, so Barry,
No,
he's just
I see it going down to Del Rio, Big E,
Cesaro and Bo
Cesaro,
Dallas.
Sheamus,
Dallas
RVD,
and Dallas.
and
Dallas is
Dallas.
gonna be near the end. He's gonna be at the end like
The
he always is.
last 5, 6 people.
I'd see Dallas is gonna be like in the last two.
I see Sheamus eliminating The Miz, or maybe The Miz eliminating Sheamus. You know how they've been going back and
Yeah.
forth this week.
I kind of see like Big E and Bo Dallas having a good back and forth, just like bring back an NXT's great match that they had. Because I remember when they first had him, Big E never could beat Bo Dallas until it was Bo's last match, official last match.
On NXT.
And then NXT signed this $1 million contract to this great talented guy that no one knew who he was, Mr. NXT, weeks after. And then it was him versus the great talented Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn unveiled the mask and it was Bo Dallas. He
I
couldn't leave
seen
his
part of
home.
that match, but I didn't see all of it.
It was a great match. You love it. Like Sami Zayn just keeps on like putting his hands up, like with his thumbs out, then put his thumb to Mr. NXT, showing it's Bo Dallas.
And he was like, "No, it's not."
And the entire time, like he would be yelling out, "I'm not Bo Dallas. I'm not Bo Dallas."
So who do
Yes,
you see getting towards the end?
I see Bo Dallas winning. I want Bo to win. I see him winning.
I
Or
see
Cesaro. I see Cesaro
Cesaro.
or Bo.
Because then he could like win 2 battle royals in the space of 3 months.
Actually, let's since there's 20 guys, let's go with three predictions. Three possible winners. I
Okay.
see Bo Dallas, Cesaro, or Biggie.
Cesaro, The Miz, or Kofi,
All right, that's our predictions. All right, now to possibly that next match being the tag team title match.
which is a two
The
out of three,
Usos,
two out of
Jimmy
three
and
falls
Jay,
match.
2 out of 3 falls tag team title match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Being Jimmy and Jay of the Usos versus Eric Rowan and Luke Harper of the Wyatt family. And as we predicted and said, at this pay per view is when the Wyatts will win the tag team titles.
I really
It'll
want
be an
them to win
amazing
it.
match like they had last pay per view. Be a great back and forth. The Usos getting great big spots like they did last pay per view. And now be an even longer, more in depth match of my favorite type of match, 2 out of 3 falls, and a great, amazing time it will be for those two teams.
The last match was like awesome, and like the
Yes.
amount of times Luke Harper could have got a pin, especially from the sit down powerbomb he did.
Yeah, that big sit down power mount he did.
It's pretty good that he started using that move more lately now.
Yeah, I'd see. I want Rowan to get a pin because so far that I've seen Rowan hasn't really got a
He
win.
has.
Uh,
Yeah.
when did he get actually a win? I've always seen Luke get the pin off
I
of
think it
matches.
was 2 weeks before Money in the Bank. He pinned one of the Usos with that side slam he uses.
Yeah, his big side slam. Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, so but it's been more Luke that's been doing the work and getting the win. I want Rowan to do a lot more work. They need to use Rowan in more of their stuff. When they discuss their matches, they need to have Rowan like do bigger spots.
He's
And then
more the quiet monster kind of type, when he's got the
yeah,
mask on, and then when he takes it off, it's like, I'm going to
yes, he's the
destroy
new
you.
Festus in their eyes.
But he doesn't need a ring bell, all
Yeah,
you
he
got to
doesn't need
do is
rings off.
take
He
the
just
mask
needs the
off.
mask off. Yes. But then someone will just force the mask down on him.
I think he'd still kick the ass even if they put the mask
Yes.
on.
All right, and then after that, we will have this other great match as
The
they've had
Divas.
before, the Divas match of AJ Lee, the current Divas champion,
Ooh,
and Paige, the former Divas champion. And I'd say with how much they've been doing this feud every so often, with this like few weeks back having them team up in a great tag team Divas match, to then now go with this big feud of Paige wanting her title back. I'd say it would be a great match, and I would want Paige to win, but I see AJ winning
yeah. I blame
because
Kevin Dunn.
WB Vince, a production assistant of Raw, doesn't like
Kevin Dunn
Paige.
hates the people from NXT for some reason.
Yes. No, he doesn't like people from a different country but America.
No, 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 no. He doesn't like people from NXT.
Really, it's NXT in general. He actually
It's
said
no, I've been reading and hearing that it's NXT. Like that's the reason why they've only been using Adam Rose on like Superstars and SmackDown. Like on Raw, they've been giving him the Ice T and the Sonics commercial
yeah,
stuff to do.
yeah, sad. Yeah, AJ's gonna win over Paige, and then we're gonna go into the
I see.
match.
Wait, wait. I see a double turn happening here as well.
You see AJ turning face, Paige turning heel.
Yeah, I see a double turn happening, and they'll probably give Paige the title at SummerSlam.
I'd see that, but I don't see AJ turning face. That's the
Yeah,
I like AJ as a heel, just like people like Paige as a heel. They both will be heel somehow.
no, they can't do that because it wouldn't look right.
Well, we like something after match, like some big face, like Bailey will come out of nowhere and they'll both punch Bailey.
Nah, don't see her moving up for a while.
I don't want that. I want Bailey soon. You people probably don't watch NXT. Some of you probably do, hopefully, and you know how great Bailey really is in the ring. Emma and Paige have both moved up. We need Bailey to move up.
Nah, they won't move her up because they got the
It's
Total
all about
Divas
the hug
coming.
life.
Yep, Total Divas this month, right? Debuting, goes it?
Fuck, oh yes, with Rosa Mendez is the new girl again. New
So
girl.
they won't move her up with Total Divas.
Yeah, that's gonna suck. It's all about the hug life, my friend. The hug life didn't choose me.
No hug. No, no.
Yes, you need the
I
hug life.
chose the hug life, isn't it?
Yes, no, I didn't choose the hug life. The hug life chose me. It's all about the hug life. No thug, hug life. Bailey, hug. All right, now to the match to set up for the big main event will be Bray Wyatt versus Chris Jericho. It'll be an amazing fight, these two. And I see, because of how nice and how one of a kind Jericho is with wanting to push young guys, I see Bray Wyatt winning in an amazing fight between these two.
Or they have Jericho win because how they've been having Bray dominate.
But we also saw his last match he lost. And a match before that he lost. He's been having loses in his big matches.
Well, like, he won the
His last
Rumble
win was in a steel cage.
and he won the
Every other
Chamber.
match he's had normal one-on-ones, he's lost.
No, 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 no. He's only lost to Cena this year. He hasn't lost to anyone else on pay-per-view because he beat Daniel Bryan at the Rumble.
He
He
didn't win the big ladder match. That technically counts as a loss as
uh,
well.
that was like with like 8 other people, and he
Yes.
didn't he win the Chamber at the Chamber. He won like he had a match there against someone.
Yeah, I think Bray had it was a tag team match. I think no, I don't know. I think it was him and Cena at the Chamber.
No,
Check
no, no,
that.
no, no. Chamber. He interfered. Remember?
I interfered.
Let me check
It was a
now.
six-man tag, I think. I think it
Oh
was
yeah, yeah,
Shield
yeah. They
versus
beat the Shield.
yeah,
Remember?
the Shield and the Whites.
Yeah. So he won that. He lost Mania. He won Extreme Rules. I think he's like 4 for 3
Yeah,
this
so
year.
you see Jericho winning? Really?
See, well, I don't know. It's a hard one to call with how
I know
they've
it'd be a
been.
hard one to call. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm going my prediction of being Bray, because I actually would like to see Bray win over Jericho and then like somehow build up for another guy for him to fight at SummerSlam in a big match, or they'll continue Jericho feud at SummerSlam.
They'll have a rubber match. So I see. Well, I see Jericho win, but Bray will ultimately win. But they'll probably have another match.
All right, so you see Bray winning also. You do not
Yeah.
see Jericho winning. Okay.
I want him to win, but I see him putting over Bray.
All right, so far we have me actually caring about the pre-show, Cameron winning over Naomi. We both see AJ Lee winning over Paige. We both see the Wyatts winning over the Usos. We both see Dean winning over Seth. We both see Jack winning over Rusev. So far, we are both seeming to be on the same side of the pay-per-view, more or less.
Yes.
Except for in the Battle Royal, we both see three different people. I see Big E, Bo, and Cesaro. We only connect with Cesaro in this, and you see Cesaro,
Kofi.
Kofi, and
The Miz.
The Miz winning possibly. So now to the main event, which I'm sure this we all know what's going to happen. At least me and my buddy here know what's happening. Of Kane, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, and the great, legendary, soon-to-be Hall of Famer John Cena for the Fatal 4-Way for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. This I see will be a good match. I'm with how they're promoting the whole Kane and Randy trying to be the only members of the Authority, trying to make sure Randy wins.
Oh, the
Become
championship goes to the Authority now. Isn't it like the first time since 2010 the Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view has been a Fatal 4-Way match for
This is
the...
not a Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view. Remember they changed
No, no,
this to
no, no, no.
Battleground.
No, no, no. The Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view, there was a Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE Championship.
Yes, this
Or
was
for
probably the
the
first time.
championship.
This is the return of the Fatal 4-Way Championship match since the
Well,
Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view. Yes.
2 years ago, they remember Over the Limit, there was a 4-way for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes.
So it's been a few
And
years.
that title is gone now.
And then we gave it to Ric Flair, so Ric's a 17-time world
That's what
champion.
you want to say. Now he's 17 times.
Well,
Just so Triple H can.
technically, I heard Ric considers himself like a 21 world-time champion.
I've heard that. He technically isn't. All right. I see and know and believe and fully accept and have moved on and understood that Cena will win the Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Unfortunately, I see that happening because they're not
It's
going to
not
give...
unfortunate for the purpose of it because what's going to happen, young kiddies who probably may hopefully be listening to this so you can learn and mature with us, is that Cena will win. And as Cena wins and holds the title or titles, if they do somehow have the replica of the world title, holds it up, and then he looks to ramp and he hears Triple H's music, or Triple H's music comes before it. So he's just sitting there at the announce table. He looks, and Triple H moves his hand like, "Come, bring him out now."
Like he did on Raw a few weeks back.
And
Like,
then little kids may think, "Oh, it's gonna be Seth," and then Brock comes out, or Seth does come out, and he looks at the ring. He like goes like Randy did before when he was gonna cash in on Daniel Bryan. He goes to the center like when he's about to walk in, and then Seth just turns around, looks at the ramp, and then Brock's music hits. Brock comes out, looks at Cena.
no, no, no. Brock comes out, he smacks Seth, and walks in the ring, and
No, but
F5
that's the
Cena.
thing though. You need to remember though, Triple H and Brock technically in their storyline thing are friends and buddies. So he would be working with the Authority and Paul Heyman. So he would be like, "This is their plan B is Brock,
Didn't he have
not
like an
Seth."
in-ring segment this year as well? Like when him, Paul Heyman, and Triple H were in the ring together, and then
Yes,
Triple
I
H
recall.
left. Well, actually, Paul Heyman will come out, and then Brock will come out.
Yeah, Paul Heyman will come out when like Seth will look up to the ramp and be like, and then Paul Heyman will come out of nowhere and
Well,
be
that
like,
awesome walk he
"What's
does.
this?" Yes, and then out of nowhere, Paul will just move his hand and just stand there. It'd be like, "Yeah, it's me." And then Brock's music will just hit it out over.
And then the crowd just pops.
Yeah, the crowd will just be an amazing pop of boos and cheers, and then it'll
Well,
be Brock
they're in
Lesnar.
Florida, so it's like
Yes, he'll be
50-50.
a yes, and then it'll just end with Brock staring down at Cena.
Because you know everyone from Florida has now moved to Cleveland. Now I
Yeah,
see, as I see the match ending, Cena will pin Kane, And because Randy and Roman will be fighting each other.
Yes,
They've been
or they'll be
having
both
that beef.
knocked out. Like Kane will choke slam Roman, and Cena will like F you, Randy, outside, and then Kane will try to choke slam Cena, and Cena will reverse it to an F you. One,
Or
two.
he'll try and power drive him and do the reversal what Brock did,
Yeah,
and then give him the FU.
yeah, that's true. And then, as we said, John Cena wins, looks at Triple H. Triple H points out. Seth comes out. Seth looks up. Paul Heyman, then Brock ends the show. Brock and Cena staring face to face. The 15-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion, a professional or attempt to be professional bodybuilder versus former UFC champion, two-time
NCAA.
NWA and Division One heavyweight champion, and the youngest WWE champion in history. Face
NCAA champion.
NCAA champion, two-time NCAA Division One heavyweight champion, and the youngest WWE World Heavyweight Champion and former UFC champion against the 15th
And
time
former
champion,
Japan champion. He was a former champion in Japan.
former champion of Japan one time. Yes, it was great. And that's what we'll set up for SummerSlam. Cena, Brock for the title, where Brock will win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, so we can have another title around his shoulder.
He should have
Because
won it back in January.
yes, he should have, but they did not give him that type of push that he deserved back in January. For that, he got a good push still against Cena. A good match between them.
I see the Authority watching it like they did last time as well.
Yes, I see that. Or the Authority will come out at the end like they did in the first WWE World Heavyweight Championship match between
TLC.
Randy. Yeah, between
No, they
Randy and
didn't come out until the very end, and
yes, which was
Vince was there as well.
yep, it was great to see Vince there. And then, as I said, it'll go to SummerSlam. Cena wins the title at SummerSlam. I'd see lose the title at SummerSlam to Brock, and Brock will hold on to that title. For all you little kids, he's gonna hold on to it all the way till WrestleMania 31. Sorry to tell you, I'm sorry to spoil everything. To then have an amazing feud, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, to have Roman win the title at WrestleMania 31. I'm telling you this is going to happen because it will be a great way to push Roman even more to make him this real big tank type guy that he's supposed to be.
Yeah, well, big tank guy. He's like Husky's
Yep.
old
Yes,
nickname. He's a
yes,
tank with a Ferrari engine because
yes.
he moves around really fast. Like
He
he'll
does
knock you
move.
down, then he'll run outside the ring, and then he'll sprint across and double drop kick you in the face.
Yep. That's the thing that Roman does. The amazingness of The Rock's great cousin,
I think they're like second cousins
nephew, cousin, whatever you want to call it. Yes.
because they're I think him and the Usos are first cousins.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, probably second cousin. So there we go with the predictions of the pay-per-view and our speculation of what will have my complete speculation of all the way to WrestleMania 31 main event.
So
But let's talk about one other thing, just some quick news that did come out this Monday night. Was about the biggest debut that we could ever get of the icon, the legend, the insane one in TNA, who is no longer the insane icon now. The man they called Sting, being in WWE 2K15, two separate Stings. The early 90s, late 80s Surfer Sting, and The Crow. What are your thoughts of Sting being in WWE, Ice Skull?
WWE or the game?
Technically, both. Let's go with both. One, then the other. The game, and then WB
It's
itself.
a good thing to have him in the game, so say a younger generation who don't particularly know, well, they've probably seen him in TNA, but they've probably not seen him in like early WCW to mid to late when he was the Crow. So
Yes.
it's a good way to show them, yes, That's what Sting did, and then have him in WWE. So yeah, they know what Sting's done and they know who he is.
Yes, we will see Sting in one match in WWE, that is for sure. And Sting really is trying the best he can to work in for it to be him versus The Undertaker. He wants that to be his one match.
Man, if
Hunter,
Warrior,
I don't think can do that. He's trying to work his way to it, and who knows? Maybe good old Mark Calloway might accept one more match. He might, but we don't know. We don't know how or what would happen. It might even just be a segment between them. Who knows? Just seeing those two look each other in the eye and face to face
that would be great.
would be the biggest moment in wrestling. And then Sting just saying, "I've beat you already.
You
What now?"
can no, that was Steve Boardman and Mark Calloway.
It was Surfer Sting versus Mean Mark Calloway. It
we're talking
counts.
about The Undertaker. The feet.
Mean Mark Calloway and Dutch Mantel counted. But in my opinion, it's a great thing to have him in a video game again. Besides his latest one was a very well done in design and very well looked and great graphic game of TNA Impact.
Is that the one that came out with Angle on the cover, right?
Yes, Angle,
With the
Sting, and that other guy was in the covers.
crappy kick out, the All Stars kick
It
out
was a
system.
terrible kick out, but it was a good looking game for its time. Like WB games that time and even now don't look as good as the TNA games sometimes because it was from scratch. They did it. It wasn't like completely remodeled guys that
Oh
they have
seven,
years before.
it's better than that. And you
Yeah,
know,
but still like up to date stuff. Like the TNA Impact game looks way better than 14.
ugh,
But
I don't
my
know.
opinion is I like that Sting smiling and being in a WB game for the first time ever because he was in WCW and an NWO Revenge tour, and then all those other
Oh no, they
terrible
were
WCW games.
the terrible ones were the 64, right?
Yeah, 64. Those are the games he was in.
Do you have anything else you want to comment on, or are we ready to wrap this up? I'd say that's a yes.
Yeah, I think that's about it, really.
So,
What I
ladies and
think of.
gentlemen, thank you for watching. That was our predictions for this
Yep,
Sunday.
yep.